Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kaylin and I feel like I haven't made a video in ages. I think it's been a few days. Potato's gonna join me. And yeah, excuse the mess. It is so hot here. It's like the hottest day of the year and yesterday was roasting too and I just feel like a sweaty mess. And yeah, like I want to go and sit outside in the garden. I've been spending a lot of time outside, but I just need to be careful I don't get sunburn because I get it very easily. So I've been putting on lots of sun cream and I'll put in a little clip of where I was this morning because it was really nice. I was sitting in the sunshine in a place called St Anne's Square in Belfast and I was like the only person there at the time. It was very peaceful and there's something about the way the light hits the buildings there that makes me feel like I'm in Italy. Pretend I'm abroad while I sit outside and read. And the kids went to a workshop in the Mac. They were making they were doing Arabic writing using bamboo and ink, so they really enjoyed that and it was unusual and yeah, they had lots of fun there. And I just got a coffee. I got some writing done. I'm making progress with my book I'm kind of focusing on at the minute. It's fictional. I'm getting near 40,000 words. I'm probably going to aim for about 60, so I'll be writing it for a few more weeks if I can be consistent about it, but it should be finished soon. And then I have other ideas of what I want to write when I'm finished with that. And what else? I took my daughter to her table tennis club, which has been the last few Saturdays. It's free, which is really good. It's basically like she goes to a table tennis after school club at her school and she got selected a few times for the squad and tournaments and stuff. They're having a tournament on Monday and you can win a pass, I think it's a 3-month pass to the table tennis club, and I'd like her to keep it up when she leaves her primary school, so yeah, fingers crossed for that. It feels like it's been very busy, but June always is, like in the kind of wind down to summer. And with my daughter moving to a new school, she's had an induction day and had to go there another day to do tests to see which form class they'll be placed in. And there's just been a lot of events, and yeah, we had the school barbecue this week and I've got my daughter's leavers assembly this week and it just feels like there's something every day. They've just had a lot of fun activities happening, but ones where you have to be prepared and bring stuff in. I'm just thinking about what I've done to save money recently. I have been trying to be really careful with finances. I know there's a lot of payments coming up over the summer. I feel like we're working our way through them all now, and I have paid now or have money set aside for the summer schemes the girls are doing. And I paid for the car park for when we go away. We're going to Spain in August, and yeah, I don't feel like there's very much left. I just have to pay for Potato to be looked after while we're away. I haven't been home very long and I brought packed lunches today for the girls. For some reason I find if I put their lunch in their lunch boxes with the compartments, if we go on a day trip or we're just out socially at lunchtime, they prefer it to just me making sandwiches or something and shoving them in a tub. I noticed there are fewer requests for things like McDonald's or getting lunch out when I do that, so I'm going to keep that up over the summer. I remembered yesterday, because I kind of forget about it because it's in the far corner of our garden and we only got it last year, so our compost bin is there and I felt like nothing was really happening with it, and I decided to go back out and turn it, because you're supposed to turn it with a spade or something regularly. And I noticed that at the very bottom there is compost forming, so that was exciting because I didn't think it was working, and if we can produce our own it would save money on having to buy soil and things like that. And there are areas of our garden that need topped up and where the soil's just very old, but I feel like everything's growing really well. I now have some white roses out the front and the yellow ones have died now sadly, but there are some at the back as well, coming in from the neighbour's garden, which I showed you I think in the last video. And I'm just going to let Potato out of the room because he's sniffing the door. Last night I did some baking, and I made a huge amount of waffles for breakfasts, which are really handy to have made, and then you can just heat them up and put whatever toppings you want on them. And I made some little apple and cinnamon muffins. I'm not sure yet if anybody other than me likes them. They're not overly sweet, and I feel like the bites of apple in it are what make it sweeter, and you could use them for breakfast and stuff. Like, they're not like a sweet treat really. I'm thinking about freezing some and giving some to my mom as well. I have been really good about hanging out our laundry and not using the tumble dryer. I try to do that in the summer months anyway, but we have just kind of finished. This week has been really lovely weather, but before that it was like torrential rain, so we had to go back to using it for a while. But I also got him like a lead holder thing that screws into the ground in the back garden so he can't escape, and he has done that a couple of times, and also likes to chase our next door neighbour as soon as he comes out of his house. That's kind of solved that problem, and then he can come out and have a sniff and sit with me while I'm pottering about in the garden, but I don't have to worry about where he is. I dyed my own hair yesterday, so back to purple ends, although I think I missed some. But yeah, it feels really dry, but I will condition it a lot. Other than that, I'm trying to think what we've been doing. I am nearly finished this book. I have enjoyed it so far more than... There was a book I read before it, which I'm now not going to be able to remember the name of because it didn't make a big impression on me, and I quit midway. So it was like a teen novel, but I just couldn't get into it. I found the characters really unlikable. This is a really easy read. I've flown through it, and I'm going to move on to The Glassmaker when I'm done. I think this might be the reading group book, and I would like to actually try to make it to the reading group this time, so I'm going to read that. And I actually finished a book. I don't know if I told you, I finished one of her books recently and I really loved it, so I'm excited to read another one of hers. Yesterday I decided to sign us up for, it's a membership near us, and like it's several different like leisure centres basically. One of them is just around the corner from our house, and they have like ice skating, bowling, a soft play area for kids, plus then the water park we sometimes go to and the pool. And there's different other areas too with gyms and fitness classes and stuff, but the monthly cost of it is like nearly the same as what we were paying to go at like on a one-off trip to the water park. So I thought that was really worth it, and we're going to use it a lot over the summer. Plus it's so close to our house, we can just call by, it takes like 2 minutes to get there in the car, and we can walk if we want to as well. And yeah, just to keep everybody busy, and I find my kids need lots of activities and to burn off a lot of energy, and I probably do too, and I would like to just get into doing lots of things together over the summer, and it'll fill a lot of the kind of empty space that you're kind of left with whenever school finishes. And at least if it's paid for, it's not like an extra payment then that we're having to save for. So yeah, I felt like that was worthwhile, and my sister's joined it too, so we can also meet her and her kids there, which will be nice. Yeah, I had a pizza disaster yesterday because I keep making pizza dough, and I always make pizza dough earlier in the day and then leave it to rise, and then it's made and I can just like roll it out at dinner time, and it's like low effort then. I keep making it like earlier in the day, and then because it's been so hot it goes bad, because I think the yeast I don't know what happens with the yeast, but basically if it smells like alcohol it's not good for you, and it will upset your stomach if you eat it, and that keeps happening. And yesterday I tried to leave it till later in the day, it still went bad in like an hour and a half. My partner ended up like treating us to Domino's, so that wasn't ideal, but I'm going to make my own pizza tonight, and I think I'm going to stick with, I might make my no yeast one, or else I might just make the yeast dough but not give it long at all to rise so it doesn't go wrong. But yeah, that is something I try to do every week, as I've mentioned before, to save money, because it stops us getting takeaways and it is fresh and just as nice. And in theory it's easy to prepare, but I think with the heat I just need to factor that in and not make it so early in the day. I've already got the pizza sauce made and it's easy, and I just can do it without even thinking about it now, so yeah, that's handy. And Feel free to let me know any of the things that you're up to at the minute. I'm thinking about starting an embroidery kit. I had the kit and then I found out I didn't have the hoops, so I ordered a couple of really cheap hoops online so I can do the 2 embroidery kits, and that'll keep me busy. I've started crocheting again. It's probably not the ideal season for it, but I'm making a scarf and I just find it like a relaxing thing to do in the evening, and it sort of keeps my hands busy while I'm watching TV because I'm not very good at sitting still, and it's just nice to do something creative but that's really mindless and you don't have to think about it while you do it. I have some more prints I want to put up on my Etsy shop, but I've been having issues with my printer because basically it keeps changing the size, so when it prints off it doesn't, the images don't fit properly, or they're too small or too big, or only taking up part of the photo. I need to figure that out because I also think I went through an entire ink cartridge basically on failed prints, and I want to get them up in my shop. And yeah, I don't know if it's worthwhile putting up the downloadable ones for people to download at home. I think I've only ever sold one of them, and yeah, I'm just not sure if it is something that people would be interested in. My partner will be home in like an hour and a half, and I don't feel like there's too much to do. I just need to put away some stuff that my kids have left lying around for everybody to trip over as usual. And yeah, feel free to let me know what you're doing this weekend. Tomorrow we're going to take Potato to Frugal, which is a National Trust property. It's near my parents' house, and they have like a doggy day, so yeah, that'll be good for him. And I don't know if it involves like if your dog joins in or just watches other dogs doing like obstacle courses and things like that, but he might like that. And yeah, I'll just see my parents, and then I can't believe that this week coming up is going to be the girls' last week of school really, because they're only in on the Monday after that for like 3 hours, and then that's the end of term. So yeah, I will make another video soon, and feel free to share any thoughts and ideas you have below, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more content. Bye!